Last year, Clara had been a dramatic child in an undramatic village.
Instead of eating dinner, she had feasted at banquet. Instead of walking, she had frolicked like a fairy.
Instead of picking flowers, she had been Persephone in the spring glinting moment before Hades had burst up through the earth and purloined her down into the murky depths of the underworld.
Clara's older sister was mortified by her antics. Her mother didn't believe that spring glinting was proper English. But her father, the town butcher, delighted in his daughter's imagination and encouraged it with books of fantasy and chaste romance curated by the spinster bookseller across the street. That was last year. This year was different. Their little village had suddenly become quite dramatic with 2 recent deaths, both children. The first was the daughter of a duke, and the second was Clara's friend Basil, who had wandered into the woods and been assaulted by bears. Upon hearing the news, Clara had burst into tears. Her father had carried her upstairs to her bed. Her mother had served her favorite soup on a tray. Her sister had sung her to sleep. Their attention soothed her troubled soul. She woke up feeling weary and weak and spent the day in bed. In fact, she spent the entire week in bed. Every day, Father read her books, Mother fed her soup, and her sister sang to her.
By Saturday, the 7-day anniversary of Basil's wretched demise, Clara had become convinced she loved him, with his quiet manner and beautiful eyes. And the way he had looked at her, he must have loved her too. That made everything so much more tragic. Her sweetheart had been torn to shreds by vicious, evil bears.
At this horribly vivid thought, she lost her appetite and refused to eat. By Sunday night, her sister said, "This is ridiculous. I'm done singing to you. Get up." Mother said, "Yes, you must eat. Get up right now." But Papa understood her wounded heart. "She's ill with grief," he said. "She may have a fever."
At this, Clara moaned piteously, putting her wrist against her forehead. Oh, how it burned! She shivered like a leaf. "Fever!" Papa exclaimed. "Fever!" Clara murmured.
The next morning, she was transported to the doctor's house and placed in an elegant room with a tall ceiling, dark wallpaper, and a lovely rug. She lay on a chaise lounge, as the doctor's wife called it, with a soft pillow under her head and a blanket with fringe over her legs. Fringe! The doctor saw her every morning to give her medicine. A nurse brought her meals. Clara refused to eat, secretly feeding 3 meals a day to an obliging house cat. She wasn't hungry or thirsty, but she was tired. Sleep was dreamless and peaceful, except when it was interrupted by Desmond, the doctor's awful son.
Desmond didn't have beautiful eyes. He was cruel and ugly, and therefore obviously a villain.
At least once a day, he popped his ugly head into her room and said mean things like, "Hey, skeleton, do you know your head looks like a skull?" Or, "Hey, skeleton, you're only here because your father pays my father in meat. Thanks for the pork chops." Or, "Hey, did you know your family visits but you're always asleep?" Or finally, with false care, "Hey, Clara, you really should eat something. You're wasting away."
She was not. She wouldn't give Desmond the satisfaction. To prove him wrong, she'd get out of bed right now. Only she couldn't move her arms and legs. Clara sighed. She was just so weary. No matter. She closed her eyes, deciding to try again after a nice, long nap. The end. Clara. Dying of drama and poor decisions. You should have eaten something. You should have had a cracker. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so thank you for watching, and I'm curious how you think Clara wasted away, why she did. If you have a story, put it in the comments below. I want to see it. I want to read it. And so then tomorrow is that doctor's son, Desmond, who was thrown out of a sleigh. He was, or he will be tomorrow. So please tune in. Thank you for watching. I am Rachel of Rachel Gets Creative, and I am very glad that you are here. Thanks for watching. Take care. Love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah. Clara, eat a cracker. Come on, eat a grape. What's wrong with you?